Christopher Chen.
And we are back with Project Life Coach week number 2. Now Chris, remember last week you gave the homework assignment of writing out qualities you were looking for, and you actually went back and you redid it. Now I just want to ask you, what was your experience like when you redid it?
Jonathan gave me 2 lists. One was the description and the quality I was looking for in the ideal girlfriend. I put down stuff like beautiful, sexy, compassionate.
This time you told me that you actually went deeper into it and into what the meanings of these words meant. What did you learn from that about yourself?
Okay, Jonathan told me that I gotta be that which I want. And then I'm like, I'm not really beautiful, I'm not really sexy, I'm not really fashionable, what am I gonna do? So then I started to ask myself, why is someone sexy? Why is someone beautiful? So then I started looking at stuff in terms of, well, someone is beautiful because they're taking care of their body. Someone might be fashionable because they're trying their best to, give a good presentation and putting their best foot forward. Someone might be sexy because they spend their time working out and loving their body and eating healthy. So I asked, why is someone these traits?
Last week I also asked you to write about your perfect day. Right, your perfect average day, what it looks like, where you're living, how your day goes, and you actually took that a step further. Would you like to share with our audience, like, what did you do and how was that experience for you?
Okay, so I had a lot of problems with that one because I didn't really have the perfect average day. I felt like that didn't really exist in my mind. So what I did was I created a combination of perfect days. The perfect work day where I'll get up at 5 a.m., go work out. Also created a perfect vacation day where I might go to like Italy or Europe or something like that, learn about other cultures. Since it was such a great idea, I even created the perfect resume where I worked for companies such as Apple and Pixar and DreamWorks. It's not real, of course, but this is something like a perfect resume. I'm an artist. I created a perfect portfolio. I imagined what my ideal portfolio might look like. And perhaps, people in business or engineering, they can imagine this too, creating their ideal portfolio or ideal resume. I think it was really great advice.
Cool. Okay, Chris, so when you were writing this, like your perfect resume, your perfect work day, all these perfect days for you, what was it that you were feeling? And was it fun when you were doing it, or what was going in your mind while you were doing this activity?
Well, it depends. Sometimes it was pretty easy. Other times it was kind of hard. I know the hardest part was when I was writing about my relationships, and sometimes it's kind of hard to think about compassion and empathy and being caring. Some things that I'm not as good at. There's other things that were easier, such as career-wise. Most of the time I spend my time thinking about my career, and that was really easy. I spent less time thinking about my relationships with people, and so that was a little bit harder, to be honest.
Okay. So what would you recommend to our audience here when they're doing this project? What tips would you give them while doing this exercise of writing their perfect day, their perfect relationship, or perfect date, perfect marriage, and all these things? What would you recommend for them?
Well, I recommend people in the audience do these perfect things in ways that's natural and native to them. So Jonathan, I did the homework this week. What should I do next week?
First of all, great job on the work you did this week. You definitely learned a lot about yourself. Plus, it helped you visualize what you want to go through, writing that perfect resume where you got to work for all those great companies. The next week, what I want to work on is you said that you had some trouble with being supportive and encouraging, as well as being patient, understanding, and caring. So for next week, I'd like you to write a time in your life when you were supportive, when you were encouraging to others, whether it's your family or your friends, and also, you're going to write a time when someone was supportive to you. When you're done with that, I want you to read that and just really reflect on it. The same thing goes with the patience and understanding and caring. Okay, a time when you were patient with someone, at the same time somebody was patient with you.
Great, thank you so much for your time, Jonathan.
All right, Chris, thank you, sir.
See you guys next week.
We'll see you next week.
We'll add some music.